Instant Karma Stories. According to Reddit. Number 12. I was flying cross country on a space available ticket and ended up having a layover in Chicago. I was walking around trying to find a restaurant close to my hotel, and I passed a dude on the street begging for some money to buy something to eat. Now, I'm used to seeing people with a cardboard sign or whatnot, but actually approaching people was pretty new to me. I thought to myself, man, this guy is probably just looking for drugs or booze money, and I'm gonna call his bluff. So, I walk up to him and say, tell you what, I won't give you any money, but I'm on my way to get a bite to eat, and if you want, you can come with me, and I'll get you whatever you want. I was feeling pretty cocky, and figured he would turn me down with some excuse. His response? Absolutely. I was not expecting this, so he picks up his stuff and starts walking with me, and we settle on some Ruby Tuesdays or Applebee's-ish place. He says he can't decide between a big steak or ribs, and I wave him off with my hand and tell him I have no problem buying him both. As we eat, he pulls out the biggest knife I've ever seen in person. I'm talking some Crocodile Dundee shit. He puts it on the table and says to me, I can't tell you how hungry I was. Everyone was passing me on the street. Some of them would glare or ignore me. Some would talk BS or toss in their 2 cents. Like I just wanted some drugs or some booze. Listen, dude, if you're really hungry and you're homeless, you wouldn't be trying to hustle somebody at a restaurant into getting you steak and ribs. You would get the cheapest thing that seems like the most, and then have them put that in a doggy bag for you so that you'd be able to space it out if you're actually homeless. This story is AIDS, and it's probably a lie. I told myself the next MF who had something clever to say was gonna get cut. Oh my god. I was effing frozen. Let it go. Conversation eventually moved on, and we both finished our dinners, and I talked him into some dessert. In the process, Forgive me, in the process, I told him I was extremely interested in his knife and was in the market for one. Well, damn, Taz.
I love you, man. No homo.
Thank you, Taz. You're the hardcore badass here. I appreciate you. I appreciate this donation. And all of the Streamlabs donations that any of you make really go a long way in helping. I appreciate you. I'm a crack dad weird. Alright. I told him I was extremely interested in his knife and was in the market for one, and I offered him $250 for it. He was ecstatic and sold it to me. I just figured that the dude really didn't need a knife on him like that, and he could use the money. I gave it to a cop and said I found it on the street. Maybe some life was saved, who knows. Life taught me a few lessons that night. Number 1, don't judge people that you aren't always who you think they are. And number 2, be nice. Well, you would imagine this is common sense for most people, is you don't know who you're dealing with, so if you can, shut the fuck up. You know, it's not gonna cost you anything to shut your damn mouth. Pretty simple stuff. Yeah, as a rule in the future. Yeah, no? Hello to everybody in the stream chat. Here's hoping you guys had a splendid day. Linda says, did you sleep well, Kyle? I mean, I guess I had myself a nice little cranky boy nap, but that wasn't why the stream was later than usual. It was pouring, and I didn't want to take the chance of the stream, being shut down because of the rain. Number 11. I worked at a Kmart in high school. Do you guys remember Kmart? It was a small store, so I worked everything: electronics, stocking, cashier, you name it. I did it. I asked a woman and her son, about 12 or 13 years old, if they needed help finding anything as I was out on the floor, and the kid immediately bitches me out for annoying him. I ignore it and go right about my business. Right after that, I get called to check out. As I'm working there, here comes the pair. The kid has gone all out back in the electronics area with some EA Sports titles and a GTA game. I'm checking them out when the age prompt comes up for the M-rated game. Oh no. I decide to take a chance. I flip the game over and inform the mother that this game has been rated M for the following reasons, and I read the list off of the back of the case. There's an awkward silence. Then she angrily informs me that the son said it was only a little violent. Kid was not able to get anything that day. What did I say in the last entry, boys? That it ain't gonna cost you anything to shut the hell up. But this kid couldn't keep his mouth shut. How unfortunate. Well, so we continue to what would probably be number 10 if the entry wasn't deleted. Here it is. This one kid was punching me, so I got tired of it and punched him right in the gut. He shat himself and terribly drenched his pantaloons. He then ran home, and I never saw this kid again. Nice. Good got him, y'all. Good got him. Give me a second here. All right, that's that entry. Number 9. My stepdad is a driving instructor. I went to get my license pretty late, at around 22 years of age. One day, he's giving me a lesson, and we were going over one of the possible courses that the test takes. While we're driving down a street in the suburbs, a guy is tailgating the shit out of me. Real gangster looking guy. Looked pretty much exactly like Scumbag Steve now that I think about it. Did I mention this list is from 7 years ago? Don't worry about it. Sideways hat, the whole deal. Every time I could come to a stop, I would do a full stop, since it was at a stop sign, and he throws his hands in the air and just starts yelling. It's starting to stress me out, but my stepdad says, "Don't worry. Watch this." As we're going down the street, he says, "Okay, now about 50 feet, I want you to start slowing down a little, and right when you are in front of the school zone, pull over to the right." So I do it, and right after I pull over, the guy who is right pissed at me takes off like a bullet. And about 5 seconds later, a cop steps out from behind a tree and waves him over for going probably double the speed limit in a school zone. He laughed hard. Well, he got him. When you got him, you got him, you know? As we continue, we arrive at number 8. Damn, boy. Life story type shit out here. I'm an IT consultant and have a reputation of being really competent with Microsoft Exchange Server. A couple of years ago, I bid on it, but did not get a project to upgrade an Exchange 2003 to 2010. Okay. Multiple servers, multiple sites, and right up my alley, the firm that won the bid did so by pricing it extremely low, about 40% below my price, which was on the low end to begin with. Totally unrealistic pricing, but they bought, or they thought, they could pull it off with their people. Their people were good generalists, but did not handle an Exchange 2010. I told the customer, who I'd worked for before, and with whom I had a good relationship, that it was not going to end well for them. They took it as sour grapes on my part. Fair enough. I had plenty of other things to do, and moved on. 2 weeks after, they started the implementation phase of the job, and after consulting the firm, the consulting phase of the implementation phase of the job, the other consulting firm augured in, boy, the entire email stopped working. No mail coming in, no mail coming out, flowing between any of the Exchange servers. Everything was just dead in the water. I find this out when I get a call late one evening at home from the other consulting company begging me to pull them out of this fire. Why would they do that for? Boy. Do it for the sake of the customer. This is well after the dark conversation. Oh, after dark, like it's late in the afternoon. This entry's killing me. This is well after dark and the conversation does not go well. He ends up screaming at me and I slam the door and then call the cops because I'm tired and afraid that I'll do something stupid if I continue to interact with the guy. Okay, so that's pertinent information. This dude came to this guy's house. Damn, Mr. Ryukage. I appreciate yours.
LTS been 1 year of listening to you guys. Hope you guys are doing well.
Man, who is you guys? I'm the one running this show here. Ask Tara, baby. And I've been here for years on that ass. But I do appreciate you and hope that you'll be here for many more years or however long that you need it. You know what I mean? Just want you to be satisfied. Want you to have the distraction that you need. The distraction that you deserve. And if it isn't Tara in the stream chat, wow. My man.
My man.
As we continue, the cops come, the guy loses it, and they arrest him for disorderly conduct, and I have his car blocking mine in the driveway. Well, did you get it towed? Ooh, this dude has it towed. I have it towed off. Oh, he has to pay for the privilege to get the car towed. That sucks. He spends the next 24 hours in jail, about average for getting through the Dallas County Jail, I'm told. The customer called me the following day, and I again declined to fix the mess. By this time, I decided I didn't want any of that shit on me, period. The customer ends up getting Microsoft services in to fix everything, and it cost them about 5 times what it was going to be if I was the one to do it. The customer sues the other consulting firm, which promptly files for bankruptcy, closes its doors rather than to deal with the lawsuit. Don't know if this was instant karma or not, but it's the first time that I've had the opportunity to tell this story. Well, ain't that a bucket of fried chicken? What bucket of fried chickens have transpired in your days, guys? You know what I mean? It was raining pretty hard earlier. I didn't want to take a chance. Didn't want to take a chance on anything crazy occurring during the stream, so How are you guys, though? We're all so adrift. Michael says that I'm mad about the fried chicken I had earlier. Where was it from, man? Wasn't from KFC, I'm guessing. Don't tell me it was from Popeyes, man. Don't break my heart. Don't tell me it was from Popeyes. Where was the fried chicken from, Michael? I'm on the edge of my seat. Man, it was from your school cafe. Intriguing. There's this place, well, it's called Publix. I don't know if you guys have Publixes where you guys are from, but that's where I occasionally get fried chicken because it's pretty much better than screwing around with KFC and risking a stomach ache, because some about KFCs these days, I think it's just the people who are in there, and if they don't know what they're doing or dropping their watches or butt hair in there or something, like I've just gotten some serious sickness going to KFC occasionally, the kind of sickness that wouldn't happen at a Chick-fil-A. Okay, what entry is this? This is number 7, which has been deleted. So the retrieved entry reads, I came to a complete stop on a road to avoid hitting this girl's dog in the middle of the road. Some asshole flies past me, yelling something obscene out the window, and a few minutes later I see him being written a ticket. And the dog was fine. What a story, Mark. I'm glad that the dog was fine. I wonder how many people have stories like this where somebody just flies by them. I guess these things happen. As we continue up this list to number 6. Something like this happened to me today. This bitch who bullies me because I'm a bit of an outcast in my high school says to me today, the only reason why you were here is because your grandma was a whore who gave birth to a whore mother. What? My grandmother died yesterday. The principal overheard her. The principal and I are good friends and knew about my grandmother's passing. And now she can't walk at graduation. Oh, that's funny as hell. What a shame. What a shame. All because you couldn't shut the fuck up. Like I said, it's not going to cost you to shut your mouth. Michael Davis says KFC is effing nasty. Sometimes my screwed chicken smacks, but it was plain as F today. Then I had rotisserie chicken, and the chicken was more of a shell. I hate when there's inconsistencies in the recipe of the chicken. I can say that when I go to Publix, it is always, very good, and that's what matters. But I would lose my shit if, like, one time I went somewhere and had something and it was dope, and the next time I went somewhere and I had it, it was trash. That would be really upsetting to me. I'd be like, figure this shit out, or I'm not gonna be back, homie. Gotta figure that recipe out. Make sure you don't have some jackass here who don't know how the things go. This is fried chicken we're talking about. This isn't just like some random food. You should treat the food like the holy delicacy that it is. The fried chicken and watermelon. As we get up to the life story that is number 5 here. 2 regions of my company merged into one. The manager of the other region was a complete dick. He was about 5'2", oh no, and walked around like he had something to prove. He treated all my employees like garbage and made them feel as though the reason they were choosing the other site over ours was because of the quality of the work, when in reality they got tax breaks in the other state. Our numbers were far better in every category, but their labor was cheaper, and that is what mattered to the company. They gave my employees 4 months' notice. At first, they all thought it would be a good thing, so that they would get paid while looking for another job. Nope, he made their lives absolutely miserable. He doubled their quota, much higher than his own region, cut commissions down by 40%, made weekly visits chewing me and the other sales manager out for not hitting the new goals. That there was absolutely no excuse was what he was claiming. 1 month, the second to last month, we hit the new goal, not for him, to get our employees paid finally. And he then reamed us because the amount of vacation time that we ended up using. Even after explaining employees needed days off because they were interviewing other places, since we're laying them off, and I would not deny anyone time if they have it available. He tried getting me fired for this, but I had too many friends. Here's how the karma comes into play. I had worked closely with some corporate folks over the years. I found out my region was being shut down and thought that I would make a great fit in their corporate office to be in charge of operations over the Midwest region, which just so happened to be the assholes region. I kept it quiet, didn't make any mention of it until I showed up at his office with a clipboard and a laptop. You should have seen the look of confusion on his face. Him, are you visiting or something? Me, you could say that. Well, I need to make sure security knows you're here. Me, oh, they know. I just had to show them my badge. And then I whip out my badge and show him my picture. And in front of the red and white and blue flag. Only people that have a photo in front of a red, white, and blue flag are corporate employees. His ass was mine. Shang Tsung up in this bitch. And his face showed sheer terror behind his twitching lips. It was flair. Oh no, I was fair to his employees, but boy did I report every rude and assholish incident that went down there. His lack of cooperation, his condescending demeanor towards his employees. It only took a few weeks for him to pack up his boxes. Apparently, employees had been complaining for a long time, and it only took a little corporate push to get him out. It was the most satisfying moment in my entire working career. Well, that's what you get.
No, sir. Well, I don't want to be the blame, not anymore. It's your turn
to pack up your boxes and get the F out, you a-hole. Jesus, your mother, you dirty son of a... Your dick lick mother, scrubbing the heat of the... Ow. Groove is in the house. As we continue, we're arriving at what's sure to be another life story at number 4. Can you believe it? We're almost at the end of this list. We did it. But I couldn't have done it without your help. Don't forget to smash your palm against your face. Do it right now. Smack yourself in the face. Do it. Stripe says, why does it have to hurt? Is she talking about her existence? Oh no, she's talking about the stupid Paramore song that I was singing. Why does it have to hurt
so much I can't decide?
Tamana Webb says, we know how bad that place was because it took corporate to fire him. I would imagine it takes corporate to fire everybody if the person's in a significantly high position. That's the unfortunate truth about a lot of jobs is that, most people don't let the assholishness come out unless they're confident they're in a position where nothing can be done about it. And often, nothing can be done about it. A lot of places also have revolving doors of employment. So, if you got a problem with something, they expect your ass to quit before you can stay there long enough for it to be expected that you move up through the company. It's a nightmare. But that's just the way things go. And like the dude said, my man was like 5'2" or something, walking around with a real complex. He's out in the real world right now, being ignored by women and becoming like either an incel or a MGTOW. That's a man going their own way, for those who may not be aware of different lifestyles that people who think that they are owed but are for whatever reason not getting pussy adopt as a mentality and ideology. They could be starting a cult right now. Jeez, at least that would be more productive. There's probably money in that, but instead you're just gonna be a man going their own way. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Number 4. My first job out of high school was working for a rather famous and nationwide guitar store chain. How's that working out for you now? At first I thought it'd be fun, getting to be around guitars all day and talk music with fellow musicians. It turns out I was wrong. That 10-hour shift, 5 to 6 days a week, was listening to slightly too loud overhead music and 14-year-olds play the first 5 bars of Crazy Train over and over and over again. And for anybody who don't know what Crazy Train's all about, let me hook you up. Hold on. Let me get you in the, yeah. Bang 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 bang. I bang 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 bang. Bam 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 bam. Sorry, gotta calm down here. Tamana says copyright. Strike, strike, strike. Bam 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 bam. This channel is not a stranger to copyright strike. You could say that that's my buddy, my conjoined buddy, my buddy that's attached to me like a tumor that I can't get rid of. People out here following me. This algorithm, it's hunched over like a hunchback. Like, what are you doing, KL? Did you use 8 seconds of that? Unbelievable. So as we continue this list, is this even the right page? It's kind of not. So look, it was really just listening to way too loud overhead music and 14-year-olds playing the first 5 bars of Crazy Train over and over and over again. Wasn't actually all that great, but I stuck it out. I needed the money, and I don't have one of those don't quit ever, or I do have one of those don't quit ever attitudes. Or maybe you just wanted to impress some hoe. She's not gonna suck your dick, you broke ass hoe. Jeez. When I got laid, it actually says hide, but I'm gonna assume he meant hired. When I got hired, the store was in serious trouble. They had recently fired a huge chunk of the staff for skimming profits and selling pot out of the warehouse. Well, that sounds like a dope-ass little thing they got going on in the back right there. That's an operation that you can actually make money off of. But it doesn't sound like they were doing it properly. Their numbers were really low, and corporate as breathing down their necks. I'm guessing you meant was, but you wrote as. As it turns out, I have a penchant or selling stuff that I know about. I'm guessing you meant for, but you wrote or. This is getting weird, mate. This is getting weird. I was the accessories guy and got really, really good at it. I was routinely rolling around $30,000 or better a month out of the door. And the most expensive thing that I had in my department was only $500. I also had one of the lowest return rates on the West Coast and a file with several letters from happy customers saying how much of a help that I'd been. Eventually the store's numbers improved, especially in my department. Eventually we were number 1 for our district and number 3 on the West Coast, behind Hollywood and San Francisco. However, none of that mattered to the general manager or anyone from corporate. All they wanted was more from me. My numbers had to be better every month or I'd get yelled at. Damn. I was written up for having low sales month 1 January because I went on vacation, and I would get daily emails and phone calls from the district and regional managers demanding to know why I hadn't hit XXX in sales yet. My hours got bumped up to the point where my days consisted of sleeping, showering, eating, and working. I had zero social life. My girlfriend at the time would go weeks without seeing me. Eventually, because of the stress, I developed an ulcer, so I quit. It's really crazy how far some of you will go before you realize that, of course, this isn't natural. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not normal, and that you shouldn't, push yourself. What the fuck, Michael, what did you just write in the stream chat? Do you understand me? Ryan said he had this through his car stereo and it sounds great. Oh my God. That's what's up. But listen to me. Guys, please don't push yourself so damn hard that, you're developing issues internally. I understand that hustle and the necessity for money, but getting what would be more money now for working way harder than you can work, and then, having your body shut down, or having you just not be able to continue and then not getting any money is worse than working, in moderation and getting a smaller amount of money consistently. And you know what the hell I'm saying. Better to work, at half capacity for 10 years than work at full capacity for 1 year and then, fuck up and then you can't do anything. Can't get anything. Pretty sad, pretty nuts. But this dude threw himself into his last month, which just happened to be December, the month of retail workers hating their work. I worked extra hours, sold as much as I could, contacted old customers, you name it. Blew everyone out of the water, rolling just shy of $80,000 in gear. My boss called me into his office and said I was doing a good but not great job and to keep it up. My God. Tamana Webb says, Kyle, do you have a Discord server? Of course, it's in the description below. You must be very new here, Tamana Webb. I think I plug that Discord every day. For anybody who's looking for notifications of these streams and when they will go live, join the Discord and I'll send out a notification to everyone in it. Ooh boy. I pointed at the sales numbers on the screen, pointed at how well I had been doing and how well liked I was by customers, and asked for a raise. He laughed and said no, so I handed him my resignation later. 2 weeks later, I was done, starting classes in college, something I'd put off since work hadn't allowed me to cut hours for school. I came back to the store a couple of months later, and someone who had worked with me called and said they'd found a jacket of mine in the warehouse. When I showed up, the general manager wasn't there. I asked, and what I was told was that apparently corporate had noticed me, and when the general manager had failed to retain me, they fired him. Also, that department went from number 1 to number 9 in the district out of 11 stores, and the district manager was scrambling to recover. A few got demoted because of how things panned out, and the extreme higher-ups were not happy that the district was in such a state. I laughed the laugh of the vindicted. Seems pretty incredible that, if they were going to fire the dude, that they didn't find a way to, it's your job, they have your information, find a way to reach out back to you and try to get you back out there. They could have offered him the position of the manager to try to bait him into staying there. When you have a genuine asset, that's what you do. You bait him with a little more money, because odds are they're in a position where a little more money goes a long way, and they are your bitch. They're going to be working that wage life for the rest of their life, and it sucks. So you really have them in the palm of your hand if you want them. If he was a legitimate asset that was responsible for taking their store to heights never thought possible, this manager ain't the one capable of that shit. And if y'all gonna fire him, then you might as well slot somebody that was dope into that position. See if he can make some stuff happen. Oh, well. We did it, guys. We made it to the final 3 entries on this list. Wait, did we? Oh, 3's deleted. Good one, list. You got me. Forgive me as I scroll through these deleted entries to see what it may have said. This one says, you got one more comment like that to make before you get banned. Like, I'm talking so fucking hard. You dinosaur fuck. You ignorant idiot. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is that his name, dude? Okay, well, oof. You know, condense your messages. We're not going to tell you again. I'm sorry it had to happen like that. What the hell is this? A few years ago, I was studying for the mass bar exam. I was living with one of my better friends in a shitty little apartment. It was a few days before the exam, and I was going at it, cramming like never before. My friend, being the great guy that he is, thought that it would be hilarious to axe bomb me. For those who aren't aware, Axe is a body spray, so apparently, you know, he was going to throw a bomb or something of Axe. He took 3 Axe canisters, duct taped them together, and then threw them into my room. He then jammed the door with a chair as I was freaking out. Decided that would be the perfect opportunity to go get a sandwich, and then left. Intriguing. Throw Axe body spray.
I've been a watcher for a while, but I've been too poor to donate. Thanks for helping me. Sleep, my G.
I appreciate your contribution, Soph GG. And I appreciate you making it happen. Thank you. You help me as much as I apparently help you. Appreciate you. Stay amazing. So this dude taped some Axe body spray all together and then threw it into a room. I don't know how that works. Do you puncture the cans? Do you set them in a way where they're going to continuously be, going off? Who knows how it works? He went to go get a sandwich while all of this was going off in the dude's room, and he jammed the door with a chair. This may have also been one of the luckiest days for me because I had just bought this Israeli gas mask from a surplus store the night before, just for shits and giggles. In the haze of putrid Axe, I put on the gas mask and somehow I could breathe normally. So I did what any normal person locked in his room with the bar exam coming up would do. I sat down and continued to study, as everything became tainted with the damn smell of Axe. My friend, on the other hand, while walking back with his sandwich, was mugged and then walked into a pole. The worst part was that the guy took my friend's sandwich. Nothing hurts more than losing a perfectly good sandwich. He deserved it. Somebody said, I'm sorry, this got me. Somebody said I read that as Mars bar exam, which is a damn candy bar for people who don't know. Oh shit. You take a Mars bar exam? Oh dude, I've got my Kit Kat bar coming up. Gotta study. Yeah. That's funny. My Kit Kat bar. Hey, look, man, it's not that I've never had Axe body spray on me. It's just never been used as an offensive weapon. I mean, people got to be more creative than that. You know, polluting the air, that's a good way to kill the wrong person. You know what I'm talking about? You could go to jail for some shit like that. You can go to jail for some shit like that. Plus, I'm lucky to have grown up in the time that I grew up where people could be really physical with each other and not catch charges. Little kids out here catching charges these days, boy. For real. These parents are like, I'm gonna press charges on you, you bitch. You bitch! Whoa, parents, chill. Misconduct says,
Good evening, friend. You call yourself old. However, I have this feeling we're the exact age. We're not old. We're just getting warmed up.
get it? Misconduct. You know? This person's a rapper. Okay? A Mars bar rapper. You see what I did there? He's just such a wonderful poetic individual. Yeah. All right, look, man, we're finally at number 2. Okay. I was working with his complete bitch. Did I say his? I was working with this complete bitch at the sandwich shop where I was working. She was 17 years old. I was 18 years old. And truth be told, if she whipped them things out, I'd let her suck it. You know what I'm talking about? But I was telling a coworker about how my boyfriend had proposed to me. Wait a minute. It's a girl? I hope it's a girl. Shit. I was telling a coworker about how my boyfriend had proposed to me, and bitchface comes up behind me and is just like,
I bet he only proposed because the condom broke.
It caused me to burst into tears because I'd also just recently found out that there was a 2% chance that I could have kids at all. Oh my God, so you probably can't even have kids. Damn. This is really tragic because, as I've said before in the past, I know women who can't have children, and it challenges them in a way where they don't even consider themselves real women. And the irony of that is that dudes are out here running around going, I'm a lady, even if my balls are dangling between my legs. You're gonna respect me as a woman too. Aren't I a beautiful woman? I'm every woman. It's all in me. Right. So look, I was still really sensitive about the fact that I could only have 2% chance of having a kid. After coming out of the supply room in which I went to cry, I asked her to come out the back door with me so I could have a word with her. Did you beat her ass or did you cry on her? I didn't want customers to hear us because we likely would have ended up yelling. Anyway, I told her to keep her nose in her own business. I said, you sticky Nerf herder, you lint licker, you need to keep your nose out of my business, nana boo boo. And she said, bitch, I will fuck you up. And my boyfriend's hood. He's so hood that if he was on a car, I could lift him to get access to the engine. You proud of that one, Kyle? That's a good one. That is a good one, okay? If he was on a car. Woo, this list has got to be torture for somebody. I told her to keep her nose in her own business. Yep, sounds threatening. She decided to slap me. Pretty hard too. I'm sorry. I feel terrible. Oh God. I didn't hit her back. You just suck so much because we were directly in front of a camera. Oh, okay. You playing cards right, huh? You a smart girl? So I went inside and I called my boss, and he had seen it on the live feed and recorded it. He was already on his way. He came in, dragged her out the back, and fired her. Last I heard, she was unemployed, pregnant, and stuck with some deadbeat asshole. Why didn't you press them charges and get your money? Press the charges, settle out of court, get you some cash, maybe seize some of her assets, make her pay the price for being a dumb bitch, and thank the world in which we live for having cameras so that when people would otherwise lie, we can make it so that the story is straight, you know? People out here lying, talking about, oh, I got F-cup titties. You know? That's not true. Y'all are liars. Why you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Why you always lying? Number 2, right? Is what we just read. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. Number 1. Today I missed my bus because I was helping an elderly woman with her groceries, only to have a friend pass me driving, and offer to give me a ride home. Oh, there's wholesome instant karmas on the list too. Somebody said this is probably the only non-revenge story in this whole thread. Well, there you go. It didn't need to be revenge. It could just be a nice story. Well, guys, like the video. Appreciate you all being here. Appreciate, the fact that I woke up and actually did this because I kept telling myself not to do it. But is it laziness? It must be. Guys, help me out if you can in the future. I really don't know who to contact about getting press or review copies of things. And even if I don't qualify with most people, I need to figure out who it is that I need to contact. So be my ears on the ground. Get me work, voiceover work. Get me gigs in the way. Oh my God. What's going on with this dolphin? I'm seeing pictures of it all over the place. Oh my God. Why you always lying? Dolphin time. So beautiful. Dolphin time. So beautiful. Wait, one more time. Dolphin time. Hey, you know what time it is? Not again, Mitch. Dolphin time. He burst forward. He burst forth. He emerged from the water. He emerged from the water. So here's an angle of something dope that happened. We got some dumbasses holding, hands across the street. And look, man, none of us want to go to jail, but if you got somewhere to go and people out here clowning, holding hands in the street on their bullshit ass protests, and you got to go to work because some of us need to pay these bills, you get what I'm saying? You can't blame a man for coming out of nowhere and being like, what's wrong with y'all? Give me this damn sign. And I'm going to throw it over this fence. And you have got me effed up. Give me that phone. Get out of the street. Give me what you look, bitch. Okay, now here's the comedy. Maybe you've seen another angle of this because that's the good angle. There's a great angle where there's some dudes up in like their office building and they're like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh, of course it's a YouTube video, which is bad because they, this is certainly monetized at this point, and they gonna strike my ass good if I try any of those hijinks. What are you doing? You're trying to print stuff? You out here telling people the name of my printer? How can you do that? How can you surrender that information? You're fucking doxing me. I'm being cyberbullied. Enough. You make yourself laugh with the dumbest shit every day. So, what I'm gonna do is just show you. Here go the people in the street and get some hot frames of what's going on. And boy, are they in the street for a while. This isn't like, we're in the street while the light is red. It's just inconsiderate. So at some point, my dude shows up and grabs the sign.
Took it.
Yeah.
Look, I took their.
Throws it over the window. And then he ends up throwing this chick's phone too. He picks that phone up and he's just like a yeet. I'll be mad as hell too, man. Let's be real. I'll be mad as hell too. I got somewhere to be. I got somewhere to go, and y'all out here clowning. The dude's a hero. He probably got his dick sucked. You know what I'm talking about? Probably got people lining up after they see this video. Because y'all want to be stupid and stand in the street. Y'all wouldn't try this in the wrong place. I could tell you that right now. And look, my man's wearing scrubs. He's probably got real shit to go do. People are literally like, this is what people don't process, okay? Not every job is your rinky-dink, I'm handing out burgers type job. I'm, in a department store, people coming in here to buy clothes. Some people work in places where shit will fall apart if they don't make it. Pilots don't all fly and take limos and shit to where they're going. You know what I mean? They got to travel just like the rest of us. So when your dumbass is clowning around, you know, fucking around on the subway and super gluing your hands to shit to try to literally just like make ruin people's days, because you're making it so people can't get somewhere. People, you know, they're not at the hospital where they're needed. They're not at the fire department where they could potentially be needed. It's just nonsense. People could literally die because of your involvement in what you consider a peaceful protest. Because you're an idiot. You're short-sighted like that. You're not thinking. You're barring people from going where they need to go. And these people are not relevant or you know, significant in your cause. You're not going after someone specific that's at the top of some totem pole or some CEO of some company that you have a problem with. These are everyday assholes that got nothing to do with your bullshit ass struggle that you are literally capturing in the web. One of these days you're gonna fuck with the wrong one. And how could it be their fault that you have thrust yourself into their life? Remember, we're all living our own life, baby. We're all living our own life. These are our books that we're writing. And you're just people that will occasionally appear, maybe in some chapters. Some people we're only going to come across one time. You're the extra in our life. You know what I mean? I'm the protagonist. Okay? But when you're physically forcing yourself into somebody else's narrative, when they don't want you there, some people will react negatively. Some people will react like a cornered animal. And some people, because you don't know who the fuck you're dealing with, have had it up to motherfucking here. That's why you see all of these meltdowns, these freakouts, these crazy people going off, these racist tirades. People have probably, you don't see this part, but whatever they got going on in their personal life, whatever they had going on up until now, you know, some dude, you gonna catch him coming from his house. He just found his girlfriend in bed with some other dude. And he coming back from buying a gun and you in the way. And you're in the way? Oh no. Look. The Kyle channel does not condone violence. But I do want you to stand up for yourself. I do want you to defend yourself if someone is threatening you. People act like, you know, when what they believe in is threatened, that what they need to do is go after like random people. Nah, that's not smart. So that's that. I love you all. Hope you have a wonderful evening, day, whenever you watch this video. Do me the favor of liking this video because they end up going weirdly far. Wait a minute. How much meat did this man get on that sandwich? Why is everybody watching him? It's just a 10 patty Whataburger, but why does he did he get put up to this? Is that like his class? Is TikTok cringe? There's actually a woman in the back clapping. What is happening? Climate change activists raid a burger joint and harass the workers. Neither the employees or the police are having it. Because why? Because why? Doesn't it sound like word soup, my dude? Doesn't it sound like, you know, like a, you know, one of those games where there's like blanks and you just have to come up with random terms to throw in? Climate change activists raid a burger joint. Does it make sense? You know, what do the comments have to say about this? They're probably very reactionary to what's going on in the video. Nope, it's what I want it to be. What does protesting at a burger joint accomplish? Other than the fact that it makes you look like a deranged dumbass. Like these dudes call full-blown rabies. They out here doing stuff that make you not even want to like approach them. It's the ultimate roadblock because they might as well be diseased with the potential of contaminating those who enter their airspace, my dude. Oh my God, the virus has gone airborne. Don't breathe in. Oh no, it's on your skin. Oh my God. Nuke the city. You know what I'm talking about? The Kyle channel does not condone the act of nuking the city, but here's hoping you don't end up in the crosshairs of crazy people. I love you. Get into that Discord. The link is in the description. If you guys want to receive notifications about when the stream will be going live. If you find bedtime stories of the creepy variety that I can start reading, from today as we approach Halloween, send them to my Snapchat, CYAEL. Live your life, stay out of trouble. Be good, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Bye, 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 bye.